So today we would be solving Leetcode question number 2054, two best non-overlapping events. So what is the crux of the question is that we need to choose two such events such that we are given with their start time, their end time, and the value start time, end time, their value, start time, end time, and their value. So we need to choose two such events whose start time, end time, and value are given to us, and when values are added we get the maximum out of it. So in this case we can choose the both green ones, that is which has start time 1 and 3, and the other one which has start time 4 and 5, that is this one. So we get a sum of 2 plus 2 of the values, that comes out to be 4. And in this case we are given with 132, 452, 155. So we can choose two events. We can choose number event number 2 that has the maximum value of 5. If I just add event number 0 and event number 1, so I would be getting a value of 4 which is less than my value of event number 5. So I would entirely be choosing event number 5, and there is a condition that the start time and end time should not overlap. Okay, so I think we are good to go. In the third example I will choose the event number 2 that has the value 5, and event number 0 which is from 1 up till 5 and that has the value of 3, and so I would be getting an answer of 8. Okay, so I think that is pretty much clear. So we are sure that at any moment we are given with an unsorted 2D array which has the start time, the end time, and the value, start time, end time, and value, start time, end time, and value. So I know my start times are not sorted. So to get the most out of this question, I would just sort my vector of vector, that is events dot begin up till events dot end. Okay, so this is sorted. I know that as in we are doing in all solutions, we would be creating an answer function that would be returning an integer value. Okay, so what all things we would be passing? The events vector of vector int ampersand events, my index, and my value of k. What is k? How many events are chosen till now, because we have a constraint that we would not be exceeding 2 events and we want their maximum value. Okay, so I would be passing my answer function with events index I initially as 0, and till now we have not chosen any k, so that would be 0. I would just be returning this thing. Okay, so now comes my base cases. At this moment I hope that base cases are pretty much clear. The first and the very crucial base case is that if k goes to 2, then I think we should return 0, because we are not allowed to choose more than 2 events. Okay, the second thing is if I anytime at any moment goes beyond events dot size, so in that case also I would be returning a 0. Now we should start. Okay, so I know that I would require to collect the 3 values, that is the start, the end, and the value. So to collect these values, for now I would just create a vector int residual vector, and that would be containing for now that would be containing events at I at 1. Okay, and what does events at I at 1 carry? It is the starting index, it is the ending index, sorry, it is the ending index, or it is the ending time for that event to be completed. For example, in this one we can see the start time is at events at I at 0, the end time is at events at I at 1, and the value of that event is at events at I at 2. Okay, so what we are passing here, the end time of that function. Okay, the next thing which we will be passing is int max and int max. Okay, for now let it be, because we are more concerned about the end timings. Okay, now I am at some event, like suppose I am at this event and things are sorted. I know this would be 1 1 3 2, then it would go 2 4 and 3, then it would go 4 5 and 2. So for example, in this one, if I just take this one as an example. Okay, so I know after sorting this would look something like this. Okay, so I am having with this at this moment I am having my end time 3 in my residual vector. Okay, at this location I am having my end time. So if I would have to pick any such event, I should be sure that the next event start time is greater than my current end time. Okay, so if and only if 2 would have been greater than 3, I would have picked it, otherwise I would not have picked it. Okay, in this case 4 is greater than 3, so hence I would have picked it. So why am I doing this? Because I need to choose events now. I need to choose a event and I need not to choose a event. Depending on my situation, if I will choose that event, I would take its value. If I would not choose an event, I would just carry on with incrementing my index to I plus 1. Okay, so at this moment, if I just have to choose my index, so I would need to make sure that the index which I am choosing, or the value which I am choosing, has its starting time greater than the previous ending time. So what I would do is I would say int next index that I would be choosing. I would pass upper bound function. What upper bound function really returns me, if I just pass on any such value, like my array is having 1 2 3 4 and 5. If I just passed 4 onto my upper bound function with this array as consideration, the upper bound function would return me the index of 5, always a element greater than that, its value or its index. Okay, always a number's index or its value greater than the passed value in my upper bound. So I would say upper bound take beginning of events, and upper bound take ending of events, and upper bound take res value. And what res value for now is this one. These both are int max, so this would not be taken into consideration. Just take res and just return me the index. Begin of events, if I just subtract the iterators, I would be getting the index. If I just put a star, I would be getting the value. Just put a star, I would be getting the value, and I need not subtract this one. If I just subtract, I would be getting the indexes. Okay, next I would be saying if I need to include this value, the next value, Like suppose I would have got, for in this example 132, the next value that is probably I would have taken into consideration would be 452. So I would be saying give me its value. So if I want its value, I would say events at ith at 2, and I know my events is sorted. I have sorted my events. Okay, and answer, and my answer function, I would say pass on events as it is. The next index that I need to take into consideration is this one, next index. Take this index's value and take into consideration the next index that I have just now calculated with my upper bound function. Okay, index, increase my k because at this moment I have taken some value and I know my case constraint is 2. So increment k, and that is it. That is when we include it. Int exclude, that is I will not take exclude, I would not take events at I at 2. So in that case, just pass on answer, pass on events, just say I plus 1, because I do not want this one. If I do not want this one, if I do not want this one, if I do not want this one, this ith one, then I would not be wanting its next index. So if I do not want its next index, just do I plus 1. There is no need to pass next index. Okay, and k remains as it is because we have not taken any value. At the very last, return max of include comma exclude, and that is it. Spelling mistakes, if there is, then that would be posing an error, otherwise it's not. Okay, so that is accepted. I know that would pose us a TLE, that would lead us to a TLE. We will solve that too. Okay, that is a TLE. So we would be passing our DP. So we say vector of vector int DP, the type is vector of vector. Okay, events dot size plus 1 vector int 4 with a minus 1. Why 4? Because events of 0 1 2. So I think for the k value, I think 0 1 and 2 indexes will be treated. So I think yeah, I think 3 is better. 0 1 2 will be treated in this way also. But yeah, okay. So we will be going about that. So what we need to do is just pass our DP here. If DP at I at k is not equal to minus 1, then in that case my program, please return DP of I at k and this position DP at I at k is equals to this much, and very important, vector of vector int ampersand DP, and where we have called our function at this position also DP, and at this position also DP, and at last in our max to events in our return function DP. And I think this is it. I do not think that there would be, yeah, this is done. I think TLE would not be there. Yeah, so this is accepted, but for now I think this took pretty much 1100 milliseconds. So I think we should reduce this. We will reduce this by just tabulating it. Okay, so we will tabulate this all, bottom up DP, So for int I is equals to events dot size minus 1, for events dot size minus 1 up till I will go up till 0 and I minus minus. Our next loop that will be for k, for int k is equals to 1 up till k would be greater than equal to 0. Why? Because for k is equals to 0, k is equals to 2, we would be having a 0 always. Okay, so for k is equals to 2, it is sorted. And for I think this is it. Yeah, let's just copy down the whole function as it is. Let's just copy it down. Yeah, control C, control V. This is it. Int upper bound, it went and then it calculated. What we need to do here is dp, it went, and take this also in my dp. Okay, this all gets erased and dp comes here, I plus 1 and k. Okay, this goes for dp of I plus 1 at k, and that is it. Just remove this one, return, and a few last changes left. dp of 0 0. Okay, dp of 0 and 0, and that is it. I think that would return. I think that is it. If this goes for an error, I think we will solve it, but I think that is it. Yeah, so that took 0 milliseconds, and I think that there would be a huge time reduction, tc reduction would be there, because this is now tabulated. Yeah, so not that much. I think this increased because of my internet, but yeah, our test cases passed from 4 milliseconds to 0 milliseconds in my tabulated code. See, this is taking 0 milliseconds, and earlier it was taking 4 milliseconds. So I think this is reduced, the tc is reduced. 1034, the same tc, so there was not that much optimizations. But I think that is an compiler issue or something else, but okay, for now, thanks for watching this video. Do comment your thoughts down below in the comment section, and let's meet in the next one. Bye.